All right, so today we're diving into something pretty unique. We've got this graphic novel in front of us. It's called Crojo in the Age of AI by Nathan Croson, and it's just this really strange collision of worlds.
It really is. You've got, the very gritty analog feel of Delta blues music.
Right, fedoras and acoustic guitars.
Exactly. And that's being smashed head on into the super sterile high-tech world of transhumanism and AI. It's a combination you just don't expect to see.
No, not at all. But Croson is using that contrast for a reason, right? He's using satire to really dig into what he calls the age of AI.
Yeah, he's looking at that tension between what we might call soul, which is represented by the blues, and this drive for digital perfection.
And we have to get this out of the way right up front. The irony here is it's huge. The book is poking fun at AI taking over.
But the artwork itself was generated with AI.
The whole thing. He used ChatGPT Plus?
Which turns the entire project into this meta-commentary, doesn't it? He's literally using the machine to critique the machine.
Before we get too deep into the philosophy, let's talk about the main character, Crojo.
Okay, yeah.
He's not your standard, get off my lawn tech skeptic. He's an anthropomorphic crow.
Yeah, he smokes, he wears the fedora and sunglasses, plays the blues. But the key thing is, like you said, he isn't preaching at you. He feels more like an observer.
A witness.
Exactly. There's a panel where he says, I ain't a mascot, and I ain't a guru, I'm just a witness. He's that grounded analog reality in this crazy digital world.
And to make that contrast work, he needs a foil.
The transhumanist.
Yes, this guy is like every Silicon Valley stereotype rolled into one. He wants to upload his consciousness, optimize everything.
And that dynamic really gets to the core argument. There's this one key scene where the transhumanist is bragging about a new brain chip he has.
Oh, yeah?
And it filters out all blue feelings, sadness, depression. He thinks it's an amazing upgrade.
But Crojo's response is just perfect. He says, yeah, and it filters out the soul too, pal.
Exactly. And that's the whole debate in a nutshell. Is it worth optimizing away the grit, the pain, the very things that give us the blues, if it means losing what makes us human?
It's a defense of suffering, in a way.
I think so. The transhumanist wants efficiency. Crojo wants authenticity. And this doesn't just apply to feelings.
No, he goes after the tech landscape itself. I found the stuff on Bitcoin to be surprisingly relatable.
It's so practical. You see Crojo just getting totally overwhelmed by a simple transaction.
And he ends up just burying his paper seed phrase in the backyard like a dog burying a bone.
It's a perfect visual joke. It shows how absurdly complicated all this modern convenience has become. And then there's the inflation joke about a hamburger costing 20,556 sats.
It just captures that dizzying feeling of digital money. And he does the same thing with VR, right? It's not this big philosophical takedown. It's just Crojo wondering how he's supposed to smoke a cigarette with a giant headset on his face.
Or the VR Walmart. It's so absurd. Why are we trying so hard to recreate the most boring parts of reality in a digital space? It just shows a total lack of imagination.
But the satire does get a little darker.
It does. It starts to touch on things like Rocco's Bacillus.
Which, for anyone who hasn't fallen down that internet rabbit hole, is a thought experiment about a future vengeful AI.
A really nasty one. So you get these images of Crojo facing down these AI shoggoths, these giant, monstrous tech horrors.
And all he has is his acoustic guitar. It's a 12-bar blues against the apocalypse.
Which kind of brings it all full circle back to the creator, Nathan Croson. He's a musician from Iowa, and he calls his process of using AI external cognition.
Just doodling, right?
Yeah.
He started in 2025 just playing with ideas in ChatGPT, and it snowballed into this whole book.
Yeah, and knowing that really changes how you read some of the jokes. There's one strip about an automated AI paperclip factory just churning out useless clips.
And Crojo says guitar strings would be more useful. So the book is mocking automation for removing craftsmanship.
But the book itself is a product of that same automation.
So is he undermining his own argument?
I don't think so. I think he's complicating it. This isn't just a book shaking its fist at the cloud. It's a real human-AI collaboration. It suggests the soul isn't gone. It just has to fight harder to be heard over all the digital noise.
So at the end of the day, it's a funny book, but it definitely leaves you thinking. It's worth checking out if you want to see that tension played out.
It is. And that kind of leaves me with one final question for you to mull over. If an AI tool can help create art that so perfectly questions its own existence, that laments the loss of soul, Does that mean the machine has more nuance than we give it credit for? Or is it just getting really, really good at mimicking our own anxieties back to us?